ladies and gentlemen, we are honored here at River City Media to have what I call the greatest East Tennessee champion of all time, the beside the ring champion who just took out Heath Slater and all his children. The called Evan Golden. Welcome, sir. How are you?
Man, thank you so much for the kind, warm introduction. That's how you bring on a champion, if I don't say so myself. I like it here already, man.
Oh, you're always welcome here. We bask in the glory of Evan Golden. First off, first question I got for you though. I hear besides taking Heath Slater out, and look, that wasn't hard work, was it?
No, it was easy work, easy business. And the only reason that he was able to stand over my body at the end of the match was because I didn't hit him with the afterburner. Had I done that, I think he would have been hospitalized, but he wasn't, and that's okay. It was his lucky day. But all that matters is that I'm still the champion, and he couldn't take the title from me, So no, it was beyond easy, and there's not going to be a rematch. I'll tell you that much. So.
And the most beautiful belt in the world of pro wrestling.
This is a big one. This is a little obnoxious, but I love it. It's bedazzled up. It's huge, and nobody's ever gonna take it from me. I'll tell you that much.
Also, hey, I've heard that before. Bedazzled up and huge.
Well, I don't think you've heard the huge part, JJ, but we'll let you dream on about it. Yeah.
Already butting into the show, let's go ahead and introduce them. The co-host of It's Still Real to Me, the one and only, the Howie Chaney. How are you, sir?
Hey, guys. How's everything going? Hey, before we get started, if you don't mind, let me put these shades on because of all those belts that I see up there.
Yeah, you're going to need those, brother. Hey, they look good on you, though. That looks good, see.
Are you the new collector of belts?
Yeah, I've been telling people I'm the gold collector. It's not just in the last name. It's just because everywhere I go, I leave with a strap. And but yeah, you guys seem to know what a winner looks like. And Howie, I like the glasses. JJ's glasses don't look so good. He looks more like a four-eyed punk nerd. But that's okay. Well, he can't see, so
that's not what your mama. That's not what your mama said.
Yeah, well, I know we wouldn't let you on the property, but okay.
Hey, before we get too far into this, we've already got a lot of comments from one Joseph D. Hughes, the Rabid Beaver. Do you happen to know who that is, Evan Gold?
Yeah, I think you guys might want to do yourselves a favor and block him from the program. All he's going to do is cause me issues. He's just like JJ. He just doesn't know what success looks like, but that's okay. He probably has nothing else to do tonight, so we'll let him watch the program, I suppose.
I think he's jealous. The greatness of Evan Golden was limited to Wrestle Talk.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So here we got Joseph, a couple of comments. Took out Heath Slater, more like got beat down by Heath. That's a garbage can of belt. Quit robbing your neighbors of their garbage can lids.
Ooh.
Well, I don't look at this title and get the impression of a garbage can. I just see pure gold, 24 karat gold, but garbage can lids. I don't know about that.
He had to Google that word, Evan.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. I don't even know if he knows how to Google.
Better introduce our other member of our cast before we get any farther.
Yeah. We got our normal cast of characters here. Of course, you already saw the QB1 up there. The man beside me is Double J, Jeremy Johnson, and of course, the man of the hour right up above me on top, as he always is in the wrestling business.
Ooh.
The Evan Golden.
Hey, you guys are the greatest. JJ, why don't you talk to me like this? You don't talk me up like that. I need some attention, huh?
What attention? The only attention you're going to get from me is the attention you get when you leave this show. How about that?
Well, I don't know if you know how to Google either, but I'm starting to think you and Joseph have just been in incognito mode. That's what I think you two have been up to. I don't know. I think real winners around here like QB and Howie, they know how to treat a champion. But JJ, I'm going to give you another chance. All right, I'll let you, maybe think of some good questions and it'll turn things around.
Yeah,
So
we'll see.
before we get too far into it, tell us a little bit about what's going on with you here lately. I know you beat Heath Slater the other night and
Yeah.
all his 50 Howling at the Moon kids that he's got. So tell us a little bit more about your title run and everything else.
Well, Howie, things have been going great, man. I've been out there. I've been on the grind. It's been constant. Every weekend we've been on the road. And the Heath Slater match was definitely the biggest match of my career thus far. But like I was telling QB, I mean, it's just I wish I could say it was more challenging than it really was. I'm still standing here. I've got the title right over my shoulder. He decided to get a little sassy after the match, but that's okay. Like I said, he was only able to walk because he didn't feel the wrath of the afterburner, the greatest finisher of all time. But it's okay, and because I'm still the champ. And Heath can back off. I've said publicly, and I'll say it here on the show, there's never going to be a rematch, so you people don't have to worry about it. We'll never see Heath again. And other than that, yeah, every weekend we've been on the road. We've been going to Tennessee, North Carolina, Kentucky, Virginia. We've been all over the place. This past Saturday, I won another title. Can you imagine that? I think this is what QB helped me out with this. The fifth title this year. I can't keep a
12, maybe?
Or is it you can't count that high? Is that what it is? That's what
well.
I think.
Look, JJ, let the adults talk. QB, I feel like this is title number 5.
5.
And, I went over to ICWA in Morristown, a place that I actually first started out at. And oh, how things have changed. I walked in there and I wiped the floor with, gosh, I can't even remember his name. Brent, I think was his name. Yeah.
I stagger.
Yeah, I stagger. Well, look, I slammed him through the ring like one, and he didn't get back up for a while. Now you're looking at the new ICWA Crown Royal Champion, and there's just a lot of gold on the show today, if you can't tell. So,
Hey, this is taking it too far, Joseph. Heath will destroy you in a rematch. No, 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 no. We won't have that on River City Media. It's got to stop.
no, that's what's it called? Slander? That's
I, I
slander.
I think it's suing territory.
Yeah, Joseph, please stop it. I can't say this enough. There's not going to be a rematch. Why would I give Heath Slater a rematch if for the first time we ever faced each other, all he could do was throw me around on the outside of the ring and still not be able to take my title? I mean, do you guys really think that he's worthy of a rematch if he couldn't take it the first time around, being a WWE legend, that is? No.
Kind of.
I think legend is a little overstated for Heath Slater, but you know.
Yeah. Well, I'd say if he really were one, he'd have this title over his shoulder, and you guys might even give him a chance to be on the show. But right now, it's not a good time. I think we'll let him finish crying his tears and let him sulk in the dark a little bit. So,
Hey, Howie, can I jump in and ask a question? I want to believe it's true. Did you just retire the East Tennessee Championship? You just got tired of carrying it.
yeah, sometimes the bag gets too full. I'm made of muscle and brawn. There's no secret about this. But, these bags get heavy when you're going from state to state every day. You got to lighten things up a little bit. Actually, I was going to change the strap of the East Tennessee title to gold, but they didn't let me. So, I feel like the time was up. It was a lot of weight on the bag. They wouldn't let me do what I wanted to do to it. So, yeah, I wouldn't say it's definitely practically retired with who it's on right now because you're never going to see it again. I'm the only one who ever defended it constantly. So,
I guess walking through airports is difficult for you with all that gold you got, sending those metal detectors off all the time.
yeah, the airports don't like it. I have to explain everything to them about being a champion. JJ, I'm sure you know all about that, telling everybody how great you are in public. So,
Who is this that's Evan got a big
Oh,
again? Who are these people?
oh,
Jason?
that's my good friend and trainer, Easy Money from ECW. So, yeah, he likes to give me a hard time. He was a part of the match too, by the way. He was handcuffed at ringside. Why? And that's another problem that I had with the match. Why would you take someone's mentor and good friend and handcuff them at ringside? What sort of sense does that make?
That's ridiculous. Well, who's going to start with the questions for Mr. Golden. JJ, do you want to start? I think you're
Well,
going to have great ones.
no, no, I do. I'm always curious. All joking aside, though, how did you get? I guess I ask this to everyone.
Hmm.
What wrestler did you see for the first time? Who is the wrestler that caused you to go? You know what? I want to do that. I want to become a wrestler.
Well, this is gonna sound kind of interesting. The first wrestler I ever watched wrestle was my dad. It's kind of a that might not be an answer you're used to. I mean, literally,
Yeah,
I was probably a baby, and it's the earliest memory I have is seeing him wrestling in the ring. Which at the time, I didn't even know what he was doing. I just knew that that was my old man, and I love him, and he's up there wrestling. Yeah, that's definitely the first wrestler I saw. Not only because I had no other choice, but also it was
yeah,
inspiring for me because well, it's my old man. So
yeah.
that's who inspired me to get rolling. You know, everyone wants to be like their dad if they love their dad very much. What was crazy though, JJ, is I literally was 1 years old, I believe, when I first started going on the road with him. So I have a strong memory. I don't think you do, JJ, but I remember back when I was one, and I remember being on the road, and it was a great time even then. And I'm surprised I wasn't a champion even when I was a baby.
You
Yeah.
probably, you probably,
Hey, real quick, tagging off that.
Mm.
So when when did you smarten up? When did you first realize, okay, this is what it is?
I realized what it was when I would say I was around 4 years old, 4 or 5 years old. That's when I first started watching it on TV too, and I was able to put the pieces together. Putting the pieces together, JJ, you got to learn how to do that. See, you know, if you put the pieces together, you can learn how things work. I'll tell you, I watched the TV and realized that's what my dad is doing, and now that's what I want to do. That's my whole life formula. That's all it is right there. So
Joseph says that uh, your dad taught you how to cheat. What is that?
that's some sort of, Joseph, if you're going to come on here and say things like that, you need to learn the truth. My dad taught me how to win. Okay. I've never cheated a day in my life, not one. And my dad has only ever taught me how to be a winner, right, QB? I mean, I don't understand what this talks about, you know.
and it's not like you were born into a family like, say, the Cazanas or something. You've got rules in your blood.
Yeah, well, to be a golden means you're built for success. I like to say that I was born from greatness, trained by greatness, and destined for greatness. Where else a Cazana would probably say that they were born a backstabber or a cheater or a bad friend. You know, that too. I don't want to brag. I feel like I'm a great friend, but nobody wants to like me. Uh, QB's my friend, for example, because he knows what it's like to be a winner. He knows when he sees one. And if I looked at a Cazana, which I have, unfortunately, I'd throw up a little bit at my mouth. But
Y'all see how Mr. Golden treats me compared to that brain dead Kevin Ryan. That's all I'm going to say.
yeah, I
So,
don't even know who that is.
how he
Oh my goodness! I
Ke-
don't know. I
Kevin,
don't know.
Kevin who? Kevin who? Hey, I like Kevin Ryan. He's
He's
my
got two.
hero.
He's got two first names. You can't trust a guy who's got two first names, guys.
that's it.
You got a point. I got to admit.
Yeah.
So
Hey,
Evan, let's talk a little bit about your ring entrance as far as the music that's played when you come. What made you decide to go with that?
Yeah, I go with Rainbow in the Dark by Dio. That's a song that really motivates me. Yeah, I heard it in a movie a long time ago, and for some reason, as soon as I heard it, that's a song from the '80s. I wasn't there in the '80s, but I love music from that era, and that song just in particular just motivates me like no other. When you're walking to the ring, you gotta get in the zone. You gotta, uh, get motivated, and that's the kind of song that really makes me feel it. It's also an exciting song. JJ, I know that throws you a little bit excitement, but when I hear that song, I go out there and feel like $1 million. So that's why I go out there and You know.
You look like $1 million too. So
Thank you.
So before you go into the ring and have a match or in all this, is there anything that, say, superstitious wise, that you have to do before you go to the ring?
I thought the book
Yeah, I
motivates.
I want to say that like when I right before I walk out the curtain, I always take like a good 10 or 15 seconds to think back on what I was basically just telling you guys about when I was a kid. I have so many memories of just being backstage with my old man and just thinking like, man, I just really wish I could go out there and do that, but I was too young. So I always take time, especially before a really big match, to just kind of think back when I was little Evan, when that's all I wanted to do was be able to go through the curtain. And so I kind of have a moment, whether I try to or not, I kind of have that moment where I'm like, I kind of get the shivers. I'm like, dude, I can't believe I'm finally able to really go out there and do this for real. And, so when you've been around it your whole life, it kind of makes you have thoughts like that. And it's awesome. It makes me feel proud.
So Joseph is talking about the book of Gabriel motivates you the most. Reads the
Those are just
scriptures. Reads the scriptures from the book of Gabriel.
No. Those are just rumors. I mean, Michael Gabriel is one of my best friends in the whole world, but I'd read his book. I mean, that's like 1,000 pages. Of course, I know how to read. I went to college, but that's a big book. It's also like a prehistoric book. You don't understand what all the words are saying. So I just I support my friend Michael Gabriel. But Joseph, that's not true. Okay, I'm not going to sit in here. I'm not going to win as many titles as I do reading in a 1,000-page book. All right, that's insane.
What are you saying, Randy?
So how many?
This year. Five.
Yeah,
Five this year.
Five this year.
Yeah.
You said you went to college. Where'd you go? Sherwood Technical College, something.
No. No,
Right.
I definitely didn't go to Sherwood. I don't even know where Sherwood's at. It sounds like a.
You don't know where Sherwood, Tennessee is? Come on,
No,
you're from Tennessee. You don't know where Sherwood is?
I'm pretty sure Sherwood's up in the top left corner of it, in the middle of nowhere. Is that where you're at?
No, middle of nowhere is correct, but it's not. You didn't pass geography because it's not in the top left corner. It's
JJ,
central.
I don't think
South
geography
Central
class is talking
Tennessee.
about Sherwood, brother. I don't think geography's thinking about Sherwood. Is that what it's called? God, Sherwood, is that the capital of?
Hey, you said you went to college. Beauty college doesn't count.
Oh, okay. I'll give you that one. JJ, could you change his name to JJ from Sherwood? That's all I'm going to be thinking about.
Hey, look, no Tennessee for me.
Oh, okay.
Sherwood. Hey, I've got a question if I can get it in, Mr. Cheney.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
I want to ask Mr. Golden, the Royal Crown heavyweight champion, the beside the ring heavyweight champion, and the greatest East Tennessee heavyweight champion of all time. Where did you get the afterburner?
The afterburner was a move inherited and passed down to me from my trainer, Easy Money. The afterburner has been hit on legends like you would never believe. Back before I was born, the afterburner was being hit, and I can definitely tell you that it's the most. I saw that. I didn't go to clown college, by the way. That's JJ's.
No, I graduated with honors from clown college, buddy. Get it right.
With honors. Oh no. You were the dean of students at clown college, weren't you? No, the afterburner, I can't tell you guys enough. It's the most lethal finisher in wrestling. I know you guys have probably heard this a million times, but I can't tell you how many necks have been very much injured with the afterburner. Matter of fact, had I hit Heath with it, he might have been retired, which was my goal, by the way. I very highly believe he would not be able to wrestle had I hit that move. But he didn't let me, and I'll give him credit for that. But yeah, the afterburner was passed to me from Easy Money, who used to obliterate people with it as well back in the old days. And that's why it's a very historic finisher and a finisher that nobody has ever kicked out of. So
Joseph asked the question, why didn't you hit the Heath with it? He just explained.
Joseph, you got to start paying attention. I just said he didn't let me, and I gave him credit for that. Heath
did.
was on top for a minute, and it made it very difficult. It's hard to hit the afterburner out in the middle of the crowd, Joseph, and you were there. You got to start paying attention. Give him some contacts or glasses or something. I'm telling you.
Hey, can he borrow your glasses?
JJ, please throw those to the camera.
Hey, did you give condolences to Heath's kids after you whipped their daddy?
I explained to Heath that the only reason that he has so many kids is because he's a 2-pump chump, and that's the only reason he's got 100 of them. So I don't, but I couldn't care less anything about them. Maybe they live in Sherwood. I should tell them to go move to Sherwood and go to clown college there.
Yeah, it's a promising career, buddy. That's all I've got to say.
Yeah.
I missed something.
Hey, Ashley says Evan is the best.
Hey, Ashley, thank you.
Finally, someone coming in here and understanding what success looks like. Joseph, take notes, please, God. I'm telling you. Finally getting treated with some respect.
Evan, I got a quick question, Evan. How do you expect Joseph to take notes when he don't know how to write?
He can't write, he can't read. I don't know if he's all there, to be quite honest.
Heath Miller?
What is it? He's just saying people's names. What's he talking about?
He's delirious.
He's
delirious.
You can't fix it, I'm telling you.
Hey, Joseph, lay off the beverages while you're trying to watch the podcast, buddy.
Evan oozes success. I think this summarizes it well. Howie, why don't you ask this man a question?
I'm waiting to see what Jeremy's got to say next. I know he's got questions for him.
And make it good this time.
Yeah. So I consider it excused when you say that Heath Slater wouldn't let you hit the afterburner. That's just an excuse to me. But why? What about? Tell me about the golden arm. Tell me about the golden arm. Where did the golden arm come from? Is it this arm right here? It's this arm.
Well, please stop showing off your biceps. Maybe I need some glasses because I couldn't really see anything there.
Now I got a sweatshirt on, buddy.
Yeah, QB, could you hand me some glasses so I can see if JJ's putting on some muscle? Because I just saw a stick on my end.
Got nothing.
Oh, yeah. The golden arm is a very vicious move. It's one of my old go-tos. Basically, it's another move that aims at the neck. I basically use my elbow to the back of the neck. And you know what? Now that I think about it, that's another move that I should have probably used on Heath that night. That would have really taken him down. That actually would have set up for the afterburner quite nicely. Instead, I went to my other go-tos. I don't want to make a big deal about this, but I'm probably one of the most innovative talents today. I've got like 100 things I can do to it, and it's not going to be pretty. So, but Heath, there wasn't a lot of time. We were outside. We were in the crowd on the floor. There was a lot going on.
I don't know if Jason Broll rings the bell to you or not, Evan, but he says you should call it the After Burger.
Yeah. That's not a bad idea.
It's not. Hey,
burger sounds good right now.
I'm sure you feel that way.
Wouldn't make fun of him being fat, but I'm 330 pounds, so I'll have to avoid that.
I'm not making fun of this fat. I'm making fun of these muscles. JJ, we got to get you a Planet Fitness membership or something.
I got one, brother. Hey, I'm modded. I got it covered. It's covered right now.
Don't forget to walk in.
I don't want to drive. I don't want to drive all the women wild by taking this sweatshirt off. That's all I want to say.
Okay. I know all about that. Jeez.
It stemmed from a Pornhub subscription.
I think no.
Is it now? Listen. So there is a reference to Ric Flair from Arn Anderson that called a certain part of his anatomy the baby's arm holding an apple. So I'll just say that. I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but
Well, I just can't believe you were able to afford to get me on the show, and that's what you wanted to ask, JJ. You got to think of something better to ask me, brother. Come on
Let's
now.
let's get us back on track now.
Hey, I didn't come on
It's
here to be
JJ's fault.
insulted.
It's
Hey,
JJ's
let's get us
fault.
back. Let's get us back on track real quick. That belt
How-
that you're holding right there, how heavy is that sucker? Be honest. I mean, as far as the one over your shoulder.
This one's about 25 pounds. No exaggeration. It said I've actually seen the receipt to this title. The promoter showed me the receipt because when I won it, he had to take me into a room and give me the box. It literally came in a box that you have to lock. And he was like, Evan, this is a little heavy, but you earned it. And when he handed it to me, I felt like JJ in there. I thought my arms were gonna fall off, But you know what? It's a heavy title for sure. It definitely weighs down the bag, but that's what it's like when you are a real champion. All right,
Yeah.
this isn't one of those pretend play championships. This is a real deal title and one of the most prestigious titles today in wrestling, especially in East Tennessee. So,
So after a match against Heath Slater or any physical match that you go against, how do you recover the next day as far as your recoup time and what do you do?
after a really physical match, the morning after is usually pretty rough. I really try to recuperate just by not moving. I know that sounds like a boring answer, Howie, but seriously, the best thing I can do is just lay there and stay still for a little bit, and then usually around the afternoon, I get back up and get back on a roll. But usually the morning after, I just like to make sure that I don't move too much, and I also like really really cold water, like a really cold shower, that helps me out. I've been told to try to take an ice bath, but I don't know. I don't know. I'd have to really look into that to see if that's something I should do. I have a couple of friends. Well, QB, you told me that one time you think I should take an
Yes.
ice bath, and I told you I would consider trying it, but
Yeah,
I've
I
I've,
think you
I've got
should.
to yeah, I've got to set it up first. So, but yeah, it's important to recuperate after a big match. And the Heath match was a perfect example of just a physical brawl that I like no other. So,
I know this man right here, Mister QB1, has got questions. So go ahead.
yes,
You
sir.
I'm going to talk about somebody that Jeremy loves, which is Ricky Morton. But we'll have to for just a second. Then you can address this.
Yeah.
I know recently you faced that cheating. Kerry Morton for the
No.
NWA Junior Heavyweight title, and you got Morton like he's been doing since the '80s. Uh,
Yeah.
and now the Southern Six, you see what they're really like. But anyway, I
Oh
regress.
yeah.
But what was it like to stand in the ring the first time and know you're competing for an NWA world title?
Well, first and foremost, QB, I've known Kerry since we were both at least 6 years old. Actually, I've probably known him since we were toddlers, but we actually became friends when we were around 6 or 7 years old. And obviously, that didn't last because, a backstabber's born every day. And, I liked Kerry a lot back in the old days for at least from age 6 to 12. We were very good friends, almost inseparable. So much so that Ricky Morton even took time to tell my dad that he thought our friendship was quite precious. And him and my dad have been rivals for 25 years. So for him to kind of cross enemy lines and say, hey, I'm happy for them that they're friends like this is a big deal. And obviously, you know, Carrie went over my shoulder, went over my head even. And, we didn't talk for a while. And fast forward a few years later, just a little over a year ago, I challenged Carrie to a match. Especially since, a lot of people don't know about this, but Carrie and I, back when we were friends, when we were kids. So what we would do is we would wait for the shows that our dads were wrestling at to be over, and we would get in the ring as soon as we could before they would tear the ring down to go in there and wrestle each other. We obviously didn't know what we were doing. I did at least, but not him. But we would go in there and we would roll around, and then they would be like, "Hey, you two, get out of the ring, you guys are kids, get out of there." And we would. But anyways, all I have ever remembered from those days is even back then, when we would be in the ring for just a few minutes playing around, I would beat him up beyond belief. And I've always been a genetically gifted person compared to him. I mean, I think I'm like an inch taller than him, way more muscle. And anyways, so a little over a year ago, I challenged him for the NWA World's Junior Heavyweight Championship, and I'd explained to him and the NWA that he did not deserve to hold that title. I've been telling people for years that he's a backstabber, and wouldn't you know it, watch the product now. That's all he does. I was right. You know, I get used to saying that, JJ. I was right. Evan Golden was. But anyways, that match was very important to me because not only did I finally, for the first time ever, get to go in there and take him on in a legitimate contest, I was also this close to being NWA World's Junior Heavyweight Champion. And you know, what's the only good news is though, is to this day, a lot of people, you know, buddies of mine, fans, a lot of people tell me that that's their favorite match that they've seen, him and I. And that's just a really special thing to be told because that was one of my first matches ever. So, you know, to be told that that's one of, you know, your favorite matches is that just shows how special it was. But I just want to say here on the program, I've not forgotten how close I was to winning the title. I'm sure I'll get another chance at some point, but this close to being champion. So
Well, you are a golden compared to a Morton. That's really not fair. So
well, I don't know if I even got to mention this part, but he did cheat to retain, and you know,
he did.
no surprise. But you know, like I said, it means a lot that people still talk about it and bring it up to me. You know, that's Howie. That was another physical match right there. It was very on the mat, and I think that's why people like it so much. But I just, you know, I know how close I was to being new World Junior Heavyweight Champion. And you know, now that I'm a new Evan Golden, I'm stronger. I'm even faster than I was then. You know, I would kill to get another shot at that title specifically.
I don't know what Joseph has against you, but he said you will never get another shot for the title as long as he lives.
Well, I mean, I don't know why Joseph would say that. I mean, Joseph never believed in me to begin with, and I did get a shot at that title. So obviously, Joseph doesn't know what he's talking about, see. But yeah, Joseph, when we have the rematch one day in the future, I'll make sure I don't give you a ticket, you know.
You know, and I've heard Mr. referred to as Mr. Rouse, so I don't know what Joseph is doing. You know, does he have a network without Mr. Rousel Talk? That's all I'm saying. JJ, do you still love the Mortons?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, they're my. I love Ricky Morton. I love Kerry Morton. You know, I don't believe they cheated. They couldn't have cheated. They don't cheat.
Here, JJ, look,
I mean, if I had to believe who cheated, I would think I think this guy right here is the cheater.
No. JJ, come on. Look, here's the thing. I just want to say first and foremost, I'm glad that the new Kerry Morton finally grew a set and is out there winning, okay? Because he's not necessarily cheating anymore. He's winning, and that's what's important, see. But I just wish back then he would have been more of a man about it and explained to everybody that he wasn't playing fair. But, you know.
We got a hashtag cancel JJ.
Come on! I'm just telling the truth.
Cancel JJ. Let's put him on.
I mean, let's be honest. I do like the Mortons. I was more of a Midnight Express kind of guy back in the day, so you know, maybe, you know.
That's good. At least you have some.
Hey, look, I'll just say thank you very much. First time anybody's ever called for me to be canceled, so I consider that a win.
I wish they would really hurry this up and get you canceled. Can we kick him off here or what?
Not today, buddy. Not today.
Okay.
Hey, but before we go any further, Evan Gold, I want to be straight up honest with you. I'm so sorry about the way JJ is acting tonight.
Well, he's obviously not grown up.
We forgot to give him his medication this morning, and so he's just a little bit out there.
And what do you mean? I show up.
I broke Wahoo's leg, and he's proud of it.
Yes.
Wow.
I am. I'm very proud of it. And of course, Evan will have no clue who Wahoo is, but maybe we can explain it to him.
His dad beat Wahoo.
Man, what are you talking about? JJ, do you know who I am? I don't think you know who I am. You got to do your research.
Like you were born like 10 years ago, man. Come on. You don't know who
10
Wahoo
years
is, even
ago.
if your dad does.
Wow. Look, JJ, I don't know what's going on here. I think we're going to hold an intervention for you, though. But, you got to grow up and be like me one day is all I'm saying. So
Tell Joseph I'd never lost to Wahoo.
His dad never lost? Okay.
Never.
Drunken Indian. Go ahead, Howie.
Drunken Indian. Drunken Indian.
I'm sorry. I just get emotional.
Woo!
Howie, would you please ask Mr. Golding an intelligent question?
Oh, you're asking the wrong person to ask intelligent questions.
Hey, look. So if you're asking Howie, but I look, I done you a favor because I looked. You got like 20 followers on Twitter or on X, so I went ahead and give you a follow right there. Maybe build those follows up for you. I know how important social media is to you kids like you. So now you got 21 follows on X. So congratulations. And I'm
first
the
of all,
one.
I don't think you're on the right website that you're used to if there's an X in it. I think you need to make sure you're on X.com, not 3 X's, just one. And also, you're on the wrong page, JJ. I've got way more than 20 followers. You gotta pay attention. That's Ethan Golden. I'm Evan Golden. Okay, so make sure you read. Okay.
Oh wait. Okay, my bad. Sherwood, you had 349 followers, and now you got 350. Congratulations.
Yo, hold on a second. There's a K next to that. And by the way, you need to watch this attitude. You're getting a little sassy.
Hey, I tell you who's getting sassy.
I'm a man.
What's
I'm
wrong
50.
with this guy?
Joseph is getting sassy. He's the one that's calling you the Temu Brett.
Oh, really? What does that mean?
I know what it means.
What does that make him? The Temu Eric Bischoff?
Yeah, I'd say I don't even think we can give him that.
I'm talking about the AWA Eric Bischoff.
We can give Joseph Joseph's just. I don't even think he's a Temu anything. I think he's MySpace. Yeah. Joseph and JJ are like 70 years old. We've got to teach them how this social media works. See.
You drink Pepsi?
No Pepsi.
Evan
only Coke and whatever's in this cup.
he just told you half of what's in there.
That's his whole diet right there.
Yeah.
So Evan, when you're out on the road, where's some of the places you like to go and eat at?
You know what, man? I kind of just try to go to where whatever's open. To be quite honest, it's a little difficult these days. I feel like back in the old days, there was a lot more places open. Nowadays, it's like if the show's over at 10 o'clock, there's only McDonald's, Waffle House, maybe Wendy's. But I don't know. I try to eat as healthy as I can, but sometimes, it's just so late. One thing I like to eat a lot, and that's just not, you can't really get it at fast food places, but I like to cook steak. So that's like my favorite food. Sometimes I'll just go straight home and make steak. It's my absolute favorite meal. And I don't, put it in a pool of Pepsi like JJ does and pour pounds of sugar on it. I'm a real man. I eat sirloins for dinner and ribeyes for dessert. And JJ, he swims in a pool of sugar and Little Debbie's and whatnot.
I don't even know who Little Debbie is, baby.
I think you guys are real close. I think she's in your cabinet. Someone call the police.
So when you go out and about, how difficult is it for you to get in and out of restaurants without people recognizing you?
Man, you know what? The coolest thing that's been happening to me recently is people, They have the gall while I'm out there performing to call me names and get up in my face and treat me like trash. But when they see me in public after the show, they come right up to me and they go, "Hey, champ." They call me champ. You know, I've not been called champ since my old man called me back in the old days when I was a little tyke. And now the people call me that because they know that's what I am. You know, me and a couple of my buddies after the Heath Slater match, we were out and about, and a whole group of people came up and they're like, "Hey, great match, champ." And I'm like, "I know it was great because I was in it and I won. And you know, what did you expect?" So yeah, it's difficult, Howie. I can't handle all of this, to be quite honest.
Hey, you're called Champ, and Jeremy's called Chump. So there you go.
Yeah, chump. Yeah, it's just one letter, but it makes all the
Hey,
difference.
look, I'm unaffected by anybody's names, baby. I
Good.
am who I am.
And
All right,
some reason, Joseph is calling you Goldilocks.
Well, I hate that. I just want to say I don't really have a lot of ticks, but that really sets me off. Joseph, do not call me that, please. I don't like it. No, I don't even think it's funny. Like, it's like, of course, JJ's
I think
laughing,
it's
but
funny.
you know, it's not funny.
Randy, you are the owner and proprietor of River City Media. It's still real to me, and you're going to let Jeremy get away with this stuff?
No one is to call Mr. Golden Goldilocks.
I didn't call him. I didn't call him Goldilocks.
You were thinking it. You were thinking it.
It was funny.
No, it's not funny. I'm sick and
It was
tired.
funny.
Let me tell you a story about how great Evan Golden is. The first time I saw him, I brought my 11x14 for him to sign.
Mm.
He signed it, and he said, "Hey, thank you for supporting me."
Mm-hmm.
He is generous to his fans. He takes more time with fans than any of those Rock and Roll Express old guys, Rick, whatever his name was.
I don't know. And you know, QB, I remember that day like it was yesterday. You know, that was the first day we ever met. And you know what QB called me, JJ, after I signed his picture of me? I said, you know, "Thank you so much, QB." And he said, "You're welcome, champ." Because he knows that that's what I am. Not chump, champ. All right? That's what it was. That's what happened.
Joseph says Goldilocks from Sherwood.
I don't even think I could drive through Sherwood. I don't even know if I can find it. Are there signs for it, JJ?
No.
I don't even know.
I don't think it's a real place. I've been on tour, JJ. I'm a champion. I've been all over the world. I've never heard of Sherwood.
I go find it. It said something about rock.
I mean, I don't think it's not even on the GPS. I don't even think it's on one of those old road atlas maps or whatever they're called. You know, I know you know about those, JJ. I you know, since you're 100.
Shotgun Steve.
Wait a minute. How about age 25 years in the last 15 minutes? Come on, man.
Hey, we've got trying to. Oh, I've got to go for a second. I'll be right back. Y'all, Mr. Golden with class.
Yeah, please.
Speaking of old, he had to go to the bathroom. His bladder will allow him to sit longer than 40 minutes.
It's not easy. Yeah. We'll see him in a minute, I'm sure.
So Shotgun Steve Spencer says, "Is it me or does JJ look like Terry Maples and Joe Kazarian's love child?"
Yeah. Yeah, I see that. JJ, that's not a compliment. I love Terry, but
I'm not accepting it as a compliment. Not if it comes out of your mouth. I mean, you jumped on me as soon as I came in here, man. You jumped on me. I don't know what to say.
You were late. You can't show up to things late. We're adults here. Yeah, Howie, by the way, you know, speaking of the whole looks thing, is there any way we can make it to where we don't have to look at him during the show, but only hear his voice? I mean, I could barely, you know, understand him anyways, but looking at him's hard enough, you know.
You realize that he does broadcast football games for the radio because of that.
No, they even let him do radio?
Whoa. What do we got going on up here?
I have a face for radio.
What's he doing here?
Well,
Joseph.
first off, I had to kick QB1 off because, there's a lot of lies and stuff going on. As the owner of River City Media, I have to take responsibility here and let you know, Evan Golden, that you've been lying the whole time you've been on this show. Let's go all the way back, shall we, to the School of Morton, to Greenville, Tennessee, when you won that East Tennessee Heavyweight Championship, shall we? How did you win that? How did you win that title, Mr. Golden?
Fair and square.
Do you call getting Eddie Golden involved in the match, holding the feet down, 1, 2, 3, fair and square?
I knew it.
That's not what happened, Joseph. That's Dr.
I have footage of it. We were there. It's directly on our Facebook page under our reels. You can check it out. You can see everything that happened there, Evan.
No. Joseph, you obviously edited these videos. If you
edited these videos, we take 100% pure video of the match from 3 or 4 different angles and put them in our reels for you. So you can see it from 3 different angles where you had your dad cheat for you, sir. All right, now let's fast forward. Let's just move past that one because obviously you're not going to agree with me on it.
What? Okay, then keep going. What do you have next up lined up?
What about old SPCW? That junior heavyweight championship you won there.
Oh, I'll tell you what happened.
What happened?
I was screwed out of it. Casey Cazana stabbed me in the back. It was a screw job, plain and simple. La Follette screw job is what they call it these days.
You call it the La Follette screw job? I call it Evan wasn't good enough.
No. I was cheated. I kicked out. You were there, Rabbit.
You kicked out of what? You were trying to hold his tights and got caught.
No. That's not what happened.
That's exactly what happened. And the ref, Mr. Carson, kicked your hands away from the tights.
Joseph, are you?
We got footage of that too, Evan.
I think you're sitting in the nosebleeds at these shows because you're not getting a good view here. Where are you seeing these things happen? My hands are clean. All right.
Your hands are never clean. Do you want to move forward a little bit?
Joseph, how did you even get on here? Who let you in here? What do you mean you're the owner of the company? You couldn't own a company if you tried. All right.
I own lots of companies, sir. This just happens to be one that I'm a part of.
Well, it's a shady one. I mean, you're coming in here accusing me of something that's not true. Matter of fact, I think I'm going to have to take some legal action. And by that, I mean, I'm going to have my old man go over there and teach you a lesson. Because obviously I'm too busy. I'm on the road.
Your old man couldn't even teach Joe Cazana a lesson when he was a scrub. What are you talking about?
Don't you ever say that to me again.
Oh!
Who do you think you're talking to?
Who do you think you're talking to, sir?
First of all, we don't say Cazana on this program. Back when it was ran by
I think we're going to say a lot of Cazana on this program, Evan. And the reason that we're going to say it is because it's relevant to what happened. What happened at the School of Morton at Fright Night, Evan?
Oh, you want to talk about Fright Night? Why don't you ask Sam Street? Because that's who he sent out to try to screw me over.
Did you send Michael Gabriel out to screw him out of it as well?
He was just coming out to support me morally.
Just coming out to support you with a cutter? I mean, let's call it what it is. There's footage of that up too, right on our Facebook page at Joseph DH. You can also catch some of it at Nerdy Gaming with a Rabbit B132 at YouTube.com. You can watch all that footage, and it's not doctored, like you say. What happened the following week at Uprising at School of Morton? What'd you do there? You created some abomination title and then lost it in an open challenge that you tried to back out of. Did you not? You tried to back out of it, and you lost it to TKO. How do you lose to TKO? Are you just not that good, Evan?
That was a sanctioned title, by the way. And TKO, they never rang the bell. That
was an abomination that you created in your garage on Tuesday with some crayons and some steel.
No, I don't use crayons. I use markers. Thank you very much. I'm a Sharpie man myself.
Markers. So what? It's markers.
It doesn't matter. No. It doesn't even matter if it's a fake title because it's a title, and that's one more title than you've ever had your whole life, Joseph. So what do you even care?
Are you kidding me? All right, let's move forward to Beside the Ring Championship Wrestling. Now, I got to give it to you. You won it fair and square the first time you won that title. But what about this rematch, that match that you just had with Heath Slater? You said it was fair and square. How was it fair and square, sir?
It was fair and square because Heath Slater showed up and he couldn't tie my boots, and I don't care.
You ran away from him the whole time like a little schoolgirl until you got the keys to unlock easy money from the ring post because he was handcuffed to it. And then you let Easy Money do all the work for you inside the ring, baby.
No, look, I know he got loose.
Do you want to talk about it?
I don't know. I didn't let him loose. I don't know what happened. Obviously, whoever chained him to the ring.
You threw him the keys. We got footage of that too.
Why would I have keys to handcuffs?
You know what? I'm going to talk to Scotty B about this, and Big Scotty at Beside the Ring, and we're going to get to the bottom of this. I'm going to make sure. Oh, what, did you just come off of a freaking suspension out there too?
You're going to talk to Scotty B about what I've done wrong. Scotty B doesn't know anything. He probably fell asleep at ringside. You're going to bring the ring announcer to handle my legal issues? Are you kidding me, Joseph? You got to get
I won't bring him to handle your legal issues. I got better people in the fryer for that. I got little Bronson Garrett to do that for me. I don't have to worry about you.
So well, Evan, obviously you worry about me all the time.
Evan, let me ask you a question before we get any further.
Yes, sir.
Does it seem like there's some jealousy going on here from someone?
Well, he's oozing it. To be quite honest, he says he doesn't think about me. Joseph, please. What? I'm on your mind 25/8 rent-free. I think you need to let this go, all right? You've been following me around. You're accusing me of cheating. I've never cheated a day in my life. I was born to play fair.
You were born a cheater.
No. I was raised.
You came out of the womb cheating.
Out of the womb.
You grabbed that doctor's hand. It was like, pull me out. I got to get out of here quicker than I need to be. Don't lie, Evan.
No.
Oh boy.
Wow.
I crawled out on my own. Thank you very much.
Crawled
out. What I've been doing.
He didn't crawl out.
My whole life on my own. That's why I'm a champion. And Joseph, by the way, I want to clear the air. You've been telling everybody that my family has been helping me win these titles. Why is it that I don't see any of this footage you're talking about? I've not seen one clip that you've been referring to on your little page here, Joseph. I don't see none of it.
Well, that's okay, Evan, because I remember, if my mind serves me correctly, in a couple days, you're going to be coming on Wrestle Talk with a Rabid Beaver. Is that correct?
A couple days from now?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to have to clear my schedule for this.
Oh, you're going to have to clear your schedule now after you already had it cleared. So you don't want to see the footage whenever we go over there? You don't want to see any of it? You don't want to talk about it over there?
Joseph, first of all, I'm going to have to double my rate for you because you've been treating me with quite frankly, a lot of disrespect. You know what? I'm going to charge you double when I come on here. And by the way, I don't even know if I'm going to bring this because you don't even deserve to be in the presence
because you probably won't have it. You give Heath that rematch and you won't have it.
What are you talking about? This championship is never leaving my side, Joseph, and I know you're jealous.
I think you said the same thing about the East Tennessee Heavyweight Championship and what happened to it.
The East Tennessee Championship, first of all, me and QB talked about this earlier. I let it go because, quite frankly, I'd done everything.
Let it go. If catching a lightning line at Fright Night and getting pinned 1, 2, 3 is letting it go, then yeah, you let it go all right. You let it go right into the hands of Casey Cazana.
Look, the lightning line is by no means a vicious move. Look, I could have kicked right out. I was just ready to get the show on the road and move on. All right,
but you haven't kicked out of it the last 3 times you've been hit with it.
Well, that's just QB, please do something about this animal. He's come on here and treated me with utter disrespect. I'm a champion.
A champion, a cheating champion.
I'm a professional.
Hey, look. Okay. I feel like I know you've been throwing everything the QB1's way as a great supporter. I think he set you up, dude. Just be honest.
This is an inside job.
This was a setup.
This is an inside job.
Not work against Evan Golden ever.
Why?
I think he set you up.
Why would the owner of the company have a back door into his own podcast? Because that's what he can do because he's abusing his power. Joseph, you're a backstabber. That's all you've ever been.
Evan, I've never backstabbed you, not one time. I just tell the truth. We do independent research here. We do independent research with Wrestle Talk with a Rabid Beaver, and we have to go out and find the truth and seek the truth out. The truth of it is, the first few times you came on the show, I was eating it up with a spoon. I was buying it 100%. But after seeing you perform over and over and over and cheat over and over and over, you come to a conclusion after a while. And you know what happens? You become biased based on what you've seen. And we just can't let you lie about it. There's lots of stuff that happened in between there. Now, I do think that you have a lot of potential. I think that you could win that title fair and square like you did the first time. I think you could defend it fair and square like you did the first time. However, you're not doing it anymore. You always got somebody in the backup like your daddy, Evan Golden, Bunkhouse Buck, or easy money to run around with you. So you tell me what's going on.
Joseph, look, it's not my fault that I'm in the presence of legends that have my back and love me. And the only reason that they love me is because they know that one day I'm going to be just like them. If I'm not already, and by the way, Joseph, you owe me a huge apology to come on here and talk to me like this, because to be quite honest, you're talking to wrestling royalty. And you know what, Joseph, you could just get in the back of the line. Ever since I began, people have been dying to crawl into my skin and be me, but they can't. And that's why they're jealous. Joseph, the only thing that you could possibly do to be just like me is wear that shirt you're wearing right now, and that's all you're ever going to be able to do. And that's it. All right, so I'm sorry you're jealous of me. All right.
Mr. Golden.
Jealous of you? I don't have a jealous bone in my body of you, Mr. Golden. Matter of fact, I actually want you to do good in wrestling. I want you to do good in life. I want you to be successful in life. But in order for you to be successful, you got to do it the right way. See, anytime you win a championship using somebody else or running off the coattails of somebody else, all it does is diminish your name and diminish your fame. Yeah, you're going to get a little heat off of it. You're going to get a little pop off of it. You're going to be cool for a short period of time. But you know what? That cool's going to run off, just like it did with Buckhouse Buck and just like it did with Eddie Golden, those two cheaters that taught you everything you know.
I love
QB, you got to do something about this guy, QB. He's coming in here.
Buck.
This is absolutely outrageous. Bunkhouse Buck is my uncle and an absolute legend. And for you to come on here and diminish him, Joseph, that's a low blow. That's the lowest blow you've ever done, to be quite honest, sir.
How are you take us out of here? It's time for us to go. I can't stand
please.
Use of Mr. Evan Golden.
This is
I'll see you the 14th, Mr. Golden, on Wrestle Talk with Rabbit Beaver.
That's champ, by the way.
Look, I swear, I think he hacked our system.
Yeah, no kidding.
Hey, I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure about that, Evan. I'm not so sure.
Even JJ doesn't appreciate this QB.
I know, and I don't even like this guy, but I felt like you got set up.
Yeah, look, it was an inside job. I think we all handled it well. You know, some people like to come on here and be immature, but you know, it's okay. That you guys just got a firsthand glimpse of another person, just another person who wants to be just like me, and they can't do it. So,
well, as the true owner of River City Media, I want to thank you for your time and your effort to coming on here, guys. Anything you would like to say to Mr. Golden, the Royal Crown Heavyweight Champion? We'll show it one time. There you go.
Look at it. Here it is. Beside the ring championship, brother.
Anything you would like to say to Mr. Golden on the way out, sir?
Yeah, what do you do with the belt when you got it at home? Where do you keep it at?
Well, you know, I don't want to say I sleep with them, but I almost do. They're close to bedside. They're not in the bed with me, you know, but they're close by. I keep them polished because that's what a real champion and a real man's supposed to do. It's a lot like JJ and his ointment. You know, you got to take care of yourself.
How did you know about that? Wait a minute, buddy.
Hey, we got to get out of here. Mr. Evan Golden, a.k.a. Champ.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you for being a guest on here. Sorry about the run-in.
No, don't worry about it. It's not your fault. It's not your fault.
Of coming back again, Mr. Golden.
Oh, I'll be back anytime. Anytime.
Thank you very much.
I'll try to be on time next time, champ.
Well, winners show up on time, and I know all about that. So
hey, hey, this is still real to me. We thank you for our guest, Evan Golden, for Jeremy Johnson, for QB1. I'm Howard Chaney, and for that run-in by that other guy. Get your own show. Get your own show.
Where can we get your merch?
Pro Wrestling Tees. Go to prowrestlingtees.com. Look up Evan Golden. We have new shirts on the way. Joseph, that guy that just came in, he was actually wearing one. So that proves that he's a real fan of me, actually.
Jealousy.
Oh, yeah, that's all it is. But yeah, Pro Wrestling Tees, and I'm on Instagram and Facebook, Evan Golden. Yeah, that's where it's at. That's where to find it.
Thousands of followers.
Thousands.
Wait a minute.
We got
350.
we got 15.